Let's go laid off. So this woman, lately I've been reviewing other content creators, giving them some love and some visibility. Her name is, let me make sure I get that right. Life and Numbers. Life and Numbers. As of the recording of this video, has 15,900 subscribers. If you guys want to go and check her out, and if I clip this up, I will definitely put a link in the chat to it. Her name is Life and Numbers, and apparently she got laid off live, like, while recording and stuff like that. So she recorded her potential layoff. Apparently she's seen it coming, and we're going to check it out. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's rock out.
Hello.
Hey, Simone, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hey. Hey, thanks for making time on short notice. I'm sure my invite was rattling and not awesome, and you do not have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. I have a couple of notes to share with you. Um, but so I'll be glancing at those notes to make sure I cover things, but I will also follow up with an email so you don't have to retain everything I'm going to say. The difficult decision to restructure the XD org and as a result, reduce the size of the org. And unfortunately, you're impacted by this change. So your last working day is today, but the good news is you'll be paid through February 2nd.
So she'll be paid through a month. This is all standard. All of this script, everything that's being said right now is pretty much standard through HR. Usually they'll have your manager have a conversation with you along with HR. But this is all pretty standard stuff. We're going to let you go, and then they're going to make you sign something in order to get a severance package, so on and so forth.
Um, those are the most important pieces of information. Your system access as an employee will be turned off at some point today. I'm not sure when exactly. In your Workday and Benefits portal, you'll still have access to until February 2nd as an employee, and then after that, you'll have access to it as an alumni. And then I'm going to email you the specifics, your severance, benefits, and a few other details that will probably be helpful later when you're ready to go through them. Um, and then on your last day, you'll get your severance documents via DocuSign to sign, and they'll go to your personal email address. I'm gonna pause. I know I just rattled off a whole bunch of really big news. Is there any questions or anything that you want to ask?
Are there any reasons other than just like restructuring? Like, what's the reason for the restructuring?
A lot of times people ask that question because they don't know how to cope or deal with, or it may even be their first time getting laid off or their first time being let go. It doesn't even matter at this point. Like, they can't give you nothing. It's a standard script that they pretty much go on by. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, you were a good employee, or has nothing to do with your performance or anything like that. But the person that's asking the question is looking for some kind of closure because it's all so sudden and they trying to process it. And you never know. You don't know what they finances is looking like. You don't know if they now automatically trying to figure out how to cope while at the same time trying to figure out what they're going to do after February to pay their bills. You don't know if they dependent on that job as their only source of income. So it's a coping method at the same time. They can't give you any closure. They're usually going to give you a standard script. It has nothing to do with your performance. This is just company wide. We're restructuring a company, whatever, blah blah blah. Your department is the only one that's being is just being impacted. Several different people are going through it also.
That's a really good question. It has to do with the company is doing consolidated priorities this year and next year. They're looking to, so the org, it has nothing to do with performance. It has nothing to do with
See,
location and everything to do with the company wanting to do less in tech and you take on less priorities. And as a result, the team is being reduced for that to support that.
just like I said, it's a standard script.
Another question I had was around like my remote status. Is that like a factor in this as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It did, to be perfectly honest, it did come, the remote status in general came up as a potential discussion, but it ended up not being a factor.
Okay. Um,
Yeah. Well, please don't obviously feel the pressure to do anything today other than take care of yourself and ramp down and have a few conversations if you want to. Again, there's other people being impacted today, so I'm sure everybody is going to be worried and confused and feeling all the things. So, number one, take care of yourself today. And as questions come up, again, just because you're not working after today officially, you are paid through February 2nd. I'm so sorry, Simone. Well, please, again, like take today and take care of yourself. And again, I'm really sorry, but this is happening.
okay. Thank you. See you on LinkedIn, I guess.
Now, this is the part I haven't seen this yet, but this is the part that it starts to hit you because you got to try to figure out how to deal with. And I would imagine it would be even worse for women because now you got to deal with all of your emotions and whatever comes along with that, right?
Um,
I don't know if she got a severance
so
package.
I've already cried today. Uh, I have already cried today. I'll probably cry more. Um, yeah, so I got an email like an hour ago that said, "Hi, I'd like to get together and share an update on our organization and what this means for you." So yeah, I already knew that this was coming. At first, I thought that like maybe it wouldn't just impact me because someone else mentioned that they got the same email, and I was like, oh, well maybe because this has happened before when they laid off all of our managers. So I was like, well maybe they're telling all of us at the same time that someone else is getting like someone big at the top is getting laid off. But I reached out to that person and I was like, does your meeting start at 12? And she said, no, my meeting starts at 12:30. So
Well, that means that she getting fired right after you.
when she said that, that's when I had my breakdown and that's when I started crying. Um, I think the best news out of that is that I'm going to get my bonus, so that will help. I don't know how much the bonus will be because I don't know how well the company performed, but that check will come in March, and I'll still get another regular paycheck from work. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do have savings, thank God, but like I don't know what I'm gonna do if it takes months to get a new job because I still want to remain in tech. I still want a remote position, which those are harder to come by now.
Listen, you got to do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. Meaning that when you're when you have a job and you're looking for another job, you can afford to be picky. When you don't have another job, I'm saying that you can still get into the same field or get a job or something that was similar to what you was doing, but you can't be choosy. You got to be willing to go into this office, do what you got to do, and then once you get your feet set and planted, then that's when you can start being a little bit more choosy with what opportunities that may come after that. But you don't have no more wants. Throw your wants out the window. Throw the wants out the window. I will also tell you that people that work remotely are the first ones to get cut. A lot of people don't want to come to this reality. They think that you save just because you work remote or you think that your productivity, they can't see you. If they don't have no visibility into you, the company doesn't look at you as a person that is productive. I don't know how, and this ain't, with regard to her, this is just in people. If you're going to work remote, I want you to understand that you're going to be in there until you're not. But when they start to downsize and when they start to cut people, they don't look at you the same way. They don't look at it if they can't see you, if they can't compartmentalize. If you're not going into the office on a regular basis in order to show your face and stuff like that, you will be one of the first people that get let go because they cannot understand what your product. They don't know where you add value. They can't go based off of metrics. They can't go based off of. They need to see you. So when you get laid off, throw away whatever it is that you thought had your creature comforts and start getting back into the. You got to get into the mud. You got to get into the mire. You got to be willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do in order to get where you want to go. So nice to haves and wants come after needs. That's the primary thing of it.
And like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get another job, because I have the mortgage now, and the mortgage is like 2,700 a month. Um,
Sound like a buying opportunity for other people. Listen, I told y'all the other day. What was it? Monday? May have been yesterday, but I think it was Monday. I said, or Tuesday. I said the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over for everybody, and this is not relevant to her because I actually feel sorry for her situation. But I'm using this as a springboard to illustrate a point that I was telling y'all earlier in the week. Real life is going to hit a lot of people because everybody is independent. If you're doing it by yourself, it's going to be different for you. I'm just telling you right now. If you were out here alone, it's going to be different for you. Independence is going to become a noose more than it becomes a freedom. You didn't hear what I said. Independence for a lot of people will become a burden, a noose, more than it comes something that frees you from somebody else's. Now you don't have nothing or nobody to fall back on except for your own independence. It's different. It's different when you a woman and you can say, well, you know what? It was cool, but I'm chilling. My life is not gonna be affected or whatever. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with my life. I may take some time off. I might spend the summer in Miami or something like that because you got a man or you got somebody to fall back on that's covering you, and your money was just nice to have. It wasn't something that y'all depended on. But when you have to become independent on the other side, it's gonna be different. You got that $2,700 mortgage. I don't know if that include taxes. I don't know if that include insurance. I don't know if that include utilities. I don't know what all you including in that, but it hit different. I'm just telling you, it hit different.
I have my trip planned to New Zealand next month. I should probably cancel that.
Yeah,
If I can
you
get
should.
a refund on my
100%.
flight, I should probably cancel that, which sucks. But
I did see some people in their comments say, "Girl, take that trip." Stop listening to people that don't have a vested interest in your life. Don't take the trip. Hunker down, cut every cost that you can. Life is real.
because I've been planning that since like this time last year. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't.
I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad
Um.
because I know what they're going through before. I've been through that back in '08.
Um. I don't. I don't know what. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying.
I feel so bad for her.
I'm trying to have faith that um everything's gonna work out eventually. I just don't know how long it'll take for things to work out, and
Hopefully, she get another job quickly.
it just really scares me because
The job market is competitive right now.
I don't have anybody to like lean on.
This is a life event. This is a see. She says she ain't got nobody to lean on. Now this is a life event. Listen, losing your job for the first time for some people can be like a death in the family because you don't know what to do and you in shock.
Like, I'm not rich. My family isn't rich. Um, like, I don't know. I don't know.
And again, the name of her channel, y'all go and subscribe to it if y'all want to check it out. It's right there in the in the top, right there. I'll say it out loud again. The name of her channel is Life in Numbers. If y'all want to go and subscribe to her and check her out, you're more than welcome to. And then I'll put a link in the. If I clip this up, I'll put a link in the description for you guys to be able to click on.
I'm sure it's all gonna work out.
It's crazy
I'm
competitive.
sure it's all gonna work out. I just don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm sure it's all gonna work out. um, I have a meeting that starts in 15 minutes.
No,
Let
I
me
ain't
tell
going to
that
no
person
meetings.
I am not coming.
I'm not going
Um,
to no meetings.
Go ahead and cancel
Somebody says
that.
when stuff like this happens, it makes me feel like the American dream. What did you say? It makes me feel like the American dream doesn't exist. Man, the layoffs has been happening since before I was born. I might have been born into a layoff, into my father having a layoff. Because my mom, layoffs has been happening since the beginning of time. American dream absolutely does exist, but it's just a reckoning. It's a. I like to say that it's a correction that's happening in the market right now. There is a huge correction that is happening in the market right now.
Cancel this and all following events because I'll never be here again after today.
Yeah, I wish her the best. I hope she does well. She'll be fine.
At least it's not just me. She said that, like, because I work remotely and a lot of our team is remote, but she said that it's not just the remote people, it's the people who live in like the city that our headquarters are in. So,
She'll be fine. She'll learn from it and she'll adjust the next time.
everything's gonna work out eventually. In due time, everything will work out. Late in the midnight hour, it's gonna work out. So it's been like 2 hours since that phone call with my manager. Actually, she's not even my manager. She's like the director of my program. Um, I think I'm going through cycles of grief. I've had full on like breakdowns twice. Once before the call even happened because I knew what was going to happen, and then once after that. And then I was talking to my parents about it, and they've been, very supportive and like encouraging. And I'm a daddy's girl, and my dad was like, "It's gonna be okay" and everything, and that made me cry even harder. Like I don't know. Um,
Shout out to her.
but yeah, I've learned more details about it. So details that make me feel a little better. It's not just me who was laid off. I asked my later I got to talk to my actual manager, and she said that like 24 people were involved in this. So that makes me feel a little better. Um, 24 people total, like in my whole department. And then on my actual team, it was 8 people. And it was all like different levels of like hierarchy on our team. Two of them are like the top positions on our team, and those people are like great at their job. So, and I asked my manager, and she said it had nothing to do with performance. And in fact, she had already collected feedback from my upcoming performance review, and everyone had amazing things to say about me. So, nothing to do with performance, all about company
Yeah,
greed.
April.
Yay, capitalism. Um, yeah. So
You
I
said
answered.
company greed. Yeah, she's coping right now, but she'll be fine. She'll if she's resourceful, if she's smart, she'll get back on her feet and she'll figure it out.